Okay, so let's get into the latest out of the U.S. in the Gulf. There's discussions between the U.S. and Iran. It's all over the place. Every weekend, we're like, okay, so this is when, the weekends are when illicit airstrikes happen. It's the Israeli way. It's a lot of other countries do it the same way. News dump. So we're always nervous. Like if we get through the weekend without it, okay, things are okay. Israel's dying to bomb the Iranians. That's just like they're just jonesing for it. The Trump administration is, like previous administrations of both parties, reluctant to sign off on it. The Israelis probably won't go on their own, right? I don't know. What do you think? I mean, where do things stand? It's so hard to figure it out.
Well, I'm going to compliment Donald Trump again, because somehow, against all odds, Trump has been able to convey a completely pro-Zionist foreign policy with a public dislike of Benjamin Netanyahu. And no president has ever even attempted that before. Obama was openly hostile to Netanyahu. Biden was ever so slightly less hostile, but still hostile. And most Republicans just jump right into bed with the guy. Trump has been different. And I think that as much as Netanyahu wants to nuke Iran and turn the place to glass, he doesn't have the guts to do it because he doesn't trust that Donald Trump is going to line up behind him, which is good for us. It's good for Americans. It's good for Israelis.
It is. It's true. Yeah.
I really believe it. So, I follow these talks closely between the United States and Iran. And I go to the Iranian government websites to read the press releases afterwards. And it's funny. Something has really struck me. It is that the U.S. press will say, oh, the Iranians are, insane. They want to build a nuclear bomb. And we've been saying they're 6 months away from a nuclear weapon for the last 25 years. And then coming out of the same talks, the Iranians will say, actually, progress was made. We're cautiously optimistic. And then they flip. And the next time the Iranians say, the Americans are so unpredictable, we're going to walk out, we're boycotting the next round of talks. And the Americans say, things actually went pretty well this time. We're looking forward to the next round of talks. The bottom line is they're still talking. And when you get experts involved, and experts have been involved the last 3 rounds of talks, that's when progress is made. Nobody said this was going to be easy, but it actually is moving in the right direction. And so I'm cautiously optimistic. Remember, we said a long time ago, Ted, only Nixon could go to China. And
only Trump can
I
go
believe
to Tehran.
only Trump can go to Tehran. That's
and
it.
Trump has already years ago said that he was willing to go to Tehran. He said that he specifically wanted to meet with Ayatollah Khamenei, the supreme leader. No previous president has said anything like that ever. They've always preconditioned. I always like the fact Trump doesn't precondition talks. Interestingly,
I love that.
You should.
I love it.
Talk.
No.
The point of the talks is that there are no conditions. That's what you figure. So right now, speaking of which, Russia and Ukraine, there's a little bit of an impasse. There are scheduled talks for next week, I guess Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday, the Russians announced that the delegation will arrive in Turkey, and so the Ukrainians said that their delegation will go after all.
But the Ukrainians are complaining because they say that Russia is refusing to publicize their opening, position.
Yes,
and
the Ukrainians are threatening to boycott because of that.
Right, and I'm not really sure that's the hill they should want to die on.
No.
But that does make me. It raises the question of, well, why not? Russia's had basically the same 4 main conditions since before the invasion in 2022. It's like they want a friendly regime in Kyiv. They want the Donbass and Crimea. They want a guarantee that Ukraine doesn't join NATO. and that there might be, and possibly what they call denazification, whatever that would look like. They're not going to get that.
No.
So it's like they just like their Nazis too much. It's like we're not giving that up. It's like so. I mean, it's like so basically though. So I guess the question is, if Russia is not saying, well, our opening position is that we're just asking for the same thing we always were, does this mean they're going to go for a more maximalist approach and ask for more with a view of compromising to where they started? Or are they secretly willing to give away things like denazification or formal recognition of the Donbass being annexed to Russia? I mean, or does it just not mean much? I don't, it's kind of like, it does make me curious.
I think there are a couple of red lines, but they're probably not more than a couple. Crimea, number one. Crimea is gone. The Russians are keeping it. It's never going to be Ukraine again. It's gone.
For sure.
Number two, NATO. I think, NATO. That's a red line. Ukraine will never be in NATO. I don't think the Russians care about EU membership. I think that probably
Putin says he would actually like it. He's
really?
Like, go ahead, join the EU. My theory is that it helps Russia to have an EU trading partner right on their border. That's fewer transit fees.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Coming directly through Poland, that's a very good point.
Exactly.
And I think that there might even be a little bit of wiggle room on the Donbass. It could have some kind of special status, quasi-independence, Russian oversight, whatever. So long as everybody's treated with respect.
All over the world, and we don't really think about them. Like Nunavut, the Inuit territory in northern.
Like Nunavut. You're absolutely right.
Kurdistan has a special status within Iran, within Iraq. I mean, it's all over the place. There's places with Waziristan in Pakistan has a special administrative status.
Yes.
With increased autonomy. The Navajo Nation here in the United States.
That's right.
So
I've been. It's
not unprecedented at all. It's just
this denazification. I think the denazification is the first thing to be negotiated away. It doesn't even mean anything.
No, and it's like, I mean, literally, it's also kind of like, let's just say for the sake of argument that you had unconditional surrender like the Japanese at the end of World War II, and you could do whatever you wanted. Well, how does that look like? I mean, do you really want... I would ask President Putin, do you really want to micromanage Ukraine? You're not busy enough with your, 11 time zones?
Exactly.
It's just do you need to well, that statue can stay, but that statue's got to go. Come on.
And those tattoos need to be obliterated. You can't have those Bandera tattoos.
Right.
Come on. Who cares?
I mean, it's Ukrainians are going to Ukraine, just let them do their thing. And not to mention, and speaking of which, if Russia makes peace with Zelensky, how long, to echo your Cuba question, John, how long does Zelensky last?
You and I have talked about this before. I think that within days of peace with Russia, Zelensky is the latest British immigrant.
Or Italian.
I really believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does have that place on Lake Como.
I forgot that. Yes, he does.
On the other hand, if you're counting on Italian security, you tell me, I wouldn't trust the Italians.
They couldn't even protect their own prime minister back in the day, Aldo Moro. Found him in the trunk of his own car.
Yeah. They're not they're nice people, but they're not the most organized people. So. Oh, and there's. I woke up this morning to Trump saying that, the Trump administration is saying they're worried that China is about to attack Taiwan. I mean, that's just bluster, right? That was Pete Hegseth saying that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, there's just no upside.
No. Yeah.
No. If the United States was bogged down in a war somewhere. If we had those 6 carrier battle groups in the Persian Gulf worried about Iran or something, then maybe the Chinese might want to pull a fast one. But now,
makes
0 sense.